Howdy howdy. So this will probably be one of my longer videos on TikTok just because I wanted to go over the definitions of hypomania. So these are some of the things I experience or don't experience. I will link below or somewhere the Cleveland Clinic's definitions of it. I personally experience quite a few things a bit differently, but these are kind of things to look for. So from the time I notice that I'm hypomanic, which is usually early on, I notice that it lasts about 4.5 days. And on that half day, I wake up and I'm super energized and going through my symptoms. And by the end of the day, I am horrifically depressed and become very lethargic. I'll get to all that later. But yeah, 4.5 days is kind of what I notice. So in reality, it probably lasts 5 or 6 days maybe. I actually noticed that I was hypomanic through music because I would not just obsess over a song like, oh, this is a new song, it's great. I would insanely listen to a certain song over and over and over and be so infatuated with it. And then months later, I'd be like, that's not a very good song. I also, during those moments, I remember thinking, I wish clubs were open during the day because I would love to go out and dancing with my friends, which is very strange for me because I have social anxiety disorder, so I hate being in super crowded places. It makes me really uncomfortable. But yeah, that was one of the indicators for me of hypomania. I talk fast naturally. I'm from the border of Texas and Mexico, so Spanish is just a fast language and that's how I grew up. So I've never really noticed rapid speech, but I always talk that way, so it just doesn't happen for me. There's something called flight of ideas, where you constantly bounce around from topic to topic. Kind of a way to describe it. I do that anyway, so it's hard for me to say it's more present during my hypomania. I do notice that I hyperfixate on ideas and hobbies and things like that. I kind of realize that I pick up hobbies each time I go hypomanic. So I will obsess over something so much that I'm going to start a worm farm and it's going to be this amazing compost thing and it's going to be amazing. I'll come out of it and then give up on them. But each time I kind of focus on something separate. With impulse controls, it's always really strange. I sometimes will spend a lot of money. Sometimes I can restrain that. It's never consistent really. And even with sexual desires and things that most people notice, I tend to, I don't know, I feel like I'm more active with those things post-hypomania, but I'll get into more depth with all those much later. And then one of the last things is abnormal fidgeting, but I'm kind of an anxious person already, so if I'm in situations where I feel uncomfortable, I kind of will just anxiously or nervously tap my foot, so I don't ever really notice those things more during hypomania. But each of these will kind of get a little video of their own down the road, but I just wanted to go over a pretty decent set of them just so that people can kind of get a good base of where I'm coming from. So yeah, thanks for watching.